All right, so here we are at the end of another year, the beginning of a new year. And I'm wondering, Justin, do you have any personal rituals or habits or routines that you go through to close out a year and kick off a new one?
Good question. It's a good question. And I think we're going to answer that with what I've been speaking to a lot of my coaching clients about. And that is being intentional about the break that we're going into. Very often you ask somebody, what do you want to do with your December break, your festive season holiday, a vacation? And everyone will be, I want to relax, I want to spend time with my family, I want to drink beer, I want to eat, whatever it is, but just have chill times. We get to spend time on the beach at this time of the year in South Africa, which is amazing. I know you guys in the Northern Hemisphere have to start wrapping up. But what I find very often happens is that's just a general idea of what you're wanting to do. So what I always say, just like we plan and we have intention going into a new year or planning for our businesses, how do we plan with intention what we're wanting to get out of our 2 weeks off or our 3 weeks off coming into this period? It's actually, for me right now, I'm going through the same process. It is thinking about and teeing up what do I want to get from my 2 weeks off, from this downtime, from this time that I'm able to put my feet up and really just have more time to myself. What do I want to achieve in that time? And more importantly, what I think is worth doing, and I'm trying to do this more and more. And again, this is what I'm speaking to my clients about. In that time, spend less time thinking about your work and or your business and spend more time defining the type of person you want to be in 2026 and how you want to feel come the end of 2026. So, how do you want to show up? What kind of person do you want to be? And how do you want to feel come the end of 2026? If we can define that come the beginning of the year, we can then fit in the work aspects to that and make sure you don't lose sight of the type of person you're wanting to be. And the type of person can be how you want to eat, how you want to exercise, how you want to show up with family, how you want to show up with friends, how you want to connect with people more, how you want to be as a leader. All of those things play a part. But if we don't get those right, it's really, really difficult to show up well in your business. And at that stage, we can then bring this is how I need and the time that I need to allocate to my work. And this is how I'm going to show up there without that coming at the cost of the type of person you're wanting to be and the way you're wanting to feel come the end of the year. I would rather we put those constraints in place from the beginning of the year rather than trying to retrofit them at a later stage when we've lost each other or lost ourselves. So that's really, as I say, that's what I'm trying to practice more is being intentional about what I want to use my time for in my break and during my break, and focusing less around things that I want to build and more about how I want to build myself, how I want to be, how I want to show up for those around me, and how I want to feel come the end of the year. Because I feel that's going to put me in a really, really good space to hit the ground running for my work come the beginning of 2026.
Yeah, that's great. And I love the intentionality behind that. I think that's the key here. The king move is to have intentionality around it and don't just vacation or Netflix and chill the whole time and just totally
Exactly.
detach, but actually use this time to double down and come into the next year a stronger version of yourself. So what I like to do, and I actually I love this time of year, not so much because of the holidays. A lot of that stuff I think is corny. My kids poke fun at me because I don't like all the Christmas music and stuff. But I like it because the world slows down, it gets a little bit quieter, and I have time to first reflect and look back on the
Mhm.
past year because I have to be intentional about doing that because I naturally don't look backwards. I always look forward and where I want to go. But I make myself look back in appreciation, and a lot of times you'll be surprised at how far you've come just from January, from the previous January. For example, when I look at this year in January, I set out with the intention of doubling down on my speaking business. And wow, when I look back, I had no idea. Like I've probably done over 40 paid speaking gigs this year, and I had totally surpassed all of my goals, like blew them out of the water by having that intentionality. So I'm very grateful and appreciative of that. And gratitude is just the currency of abundance. So I believe in starting with gratitude and then looking forward into the next year. And my framework there is very similar to yours. I sit down with my family actually, and we each get a sheet of paper and we divide it into six quadrants. So what do you want to do in the new year? Who do you want to be? What do you want to have? What are some things you want to learn? And then what do you want to change? Maybe change about yourself
Mhm.
or change about the world or the community around you. And then give. What are some things you want to give to, either giving of your time or money or resources? So do, be, have, learn, change, give. Those are
Love it.
the six quadrants, and we put on music and we just write down what comes to mind, our vision for in each of those boxes, and then we'll create a vision movie around it, which is our like elevated form of a vision board, where we have the moving pictures. And I break this down in my book, Wealth Beyond Money. But it's a big part of my life, and there have been so many things that come to fruition that I have in my vision movie. I mean, it's just crazy. It's unbelievable. In fact, I'll have to tell you on a future episode, and I
Please.
can't spoil it just yet, but I have a new client who's who's legendary in the business world, and it manifested from my vision movie. So I can't wait to share that with you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having that conversation and finding out more.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Justin. This has been great. I think it's always helpful to. This is a very important time of year for everyone's. I hope you found value listening to this, and that you apply this king move to your life of being intentional about the person you want to become in 2026.
Ethan.